Hi there, today I'd like to take a quick look at this Magicfly Bright Cool LED Incubator Warehouse exclusive. It's an egg candler. Comes in a really plain, cheap box package. One line of tape, nothing much there. You get this. And this cable, I measured it at 4 feet and 2 inches, starting from here to the tip. Okay, so you do get, it's not super long. I'd say it's probably a medium length cord, but long enough for if you're sitting at a desk and you're plugging it in. This is your candler. You have your power button. Plug it in there, and your light. Extremely simple. Then you have these tips. You just slip this tip on and make it snug, and then the egg will rest on top. The rubber will make sure that there's a nice seal so you don't have any light leakage. That is the most important part. You have this tip that's nice and big, and then you have this tip that's very small for your smaller eggs and your quail eggs. And to switch them out, you just slide that on. And there you go. So I'm going to actually show you how this is all done, but I wanted to show you this stuff in the light first. Overall feel of it, it feels cheap. It feels like one of those, you know, if you want to say China cheapies or something like that. It's just plastic. The seams are large. It's very light. Nothing fancy or impressive about this at all. But this thing is awesome. So I want to show you what I've been using before, and what a lot of people like to use is a flashlight. What you do is you turn it on, and you can hold and cup with your hand and put the egg on top, and then you can candle that way. The problem is it's hard to seal all the light, and a lot of times the cracks are on the bottom there, and it's hard because when I'm like this, then my hand is blocking, so I can't see, so I got to tilt and tilt and tilt. Also, this makes it so I'm balancing the end of the flashlight between my legs, and then I'm holding this, so then I only have one hand holding the egg. And it's just a precarious situation. Have I done it for years? Yes. Is it the best option? No. Another thing that I had is this super bright LED. Extremely bright. And same thing, I would cup it like this. You can see how bright it is even with all my lights on, and put this on. And same thing, it's just clumsy. Also, with this one, I don't remember how many lumens this is, like 2,000 or something. Oh, I'll put it in my written review. But this thing gets hot after a while, and I can't even touch it anymore. So those are the drawbacks. Too much heat will also hurt your egg. It'll hurt your hand, etc. And then this, of course, is clumsy to work. So what I'd like to do is I'm going to go ahead and candle all these different types of eggs. This is from a blue-black copper maron, and they lay these really dark eggs, and it gets to the point where they're burgundy, and they're really thick-shelled and really, really dark. These are probably one of the hardest eggs to candle and see through. I got some big duck eggs here, so I got 2 big duck eggs. This is a store-bought egg. I got some green eggs, and this is a lighter green for my older hen, and then Serrama mix, and I'll do a quail egg as well. I got a variety of eggs to show you. So here we go. I'm going to grab this and put the tip on, and we're going to start with large eggs. You'll get the best results candling when you're doing it in a completely dark room. You want it so that all the light is shining through the egg. So here is the duck egg, and you can see it's shining all the way through. My camera's having a hard time focusing on this, but right now you can see that part, that's the yolk. So you're seeing the yolk in there. None of these eggs are have any embryo in there yet. I'm not I'm getting ready to incubate them, but I haven't set them at all yet. So you see the yolk right in there. So that's the second duck egg, large duck egg. This is a store-bought egg. And you can see you can actually see the yolk moving around in there. And actually, you can see that air cell. So there's the air cells always on the fat end of the egg right there. And it's bright enough so you can see all the little stress points on the egg, if it's porous, things like that. So you can see a lot of detail because this is so bright. Here's my egg from an older hen, and you can see that one's kind of porous. Here's another one of my eggs from my hens, and you can see the air cell right there. And you can see that it lights up from tip to tip. That's what I was saying earlier. It's very easy, and because this is rubber, it doesn't slip. It has a little bit of grip onto the egg. So it makes it feel really nice and secure. And here is my Cerama Mix egg. There's the air cell. There. And now here is the quail egg. You can see the quail egg is too small to fit on that tip. So I'm going to switch out the tips to the small tip, and easy to do in the dark. Just slide it right on. And there we go. So there's the quail egg. And you can see how it's sealing all the light in there. And you can see the little yolk right there. And so the last one I'm going to do is the blue-black copper Moran egg. This is that really dark egg, and look at how nicely it lights that up, and you can see everything in there as well. It's not going to be as easy to see stuff in here as with the other eggs, obviously. This is a much thicker egg, and it's so dark, but this is way more that I could see, and way better. So I'm going to turn on the large flashlight and show you the black copper Moran egg with the flashlight. This is a super bright flashlight, and I've used this forever now, but it's a lot darker, and I'm not able to see as much detail with it. The camera's having a harder time focusing because it's darker in here overall, but I think you can see the difference. Now I'm gonna use this super bright LED, and this should shine through. Yeah, see, this shines through really well, but it shines more on the bottom, and it's hard for me to make a good seal. I have some light leakage over here, and but I've used this LED with good success, but the problem is, as I'm moving it around, I have light leakage and I have to keep adjusting it, and my hand is it's just in the way. My hand, there's so much margin there, so it's just a little bit harder to use my hand. But I've done this for years, and it's definitely doable. It's just so much easier with the candler. And the problem with this one, like I said, is it gets hot. So I'm going to show you the candler again. Oops, old habits. So here it is with the candler. See how it's very easy to light up the entire egg. I don't have to worry about holding it, and this margin is really low profile, so it really gives you the best view of what's inside the egg. Now, another way that people will use this candler, and another advantage of this is because it has such a slim profile, while it's in your egg turner, in your incubator, you can actually, without taking the egg out, just shine it on top or something, and then you can light up the egg this way. So you can just light up the egg this way, and you don't even have to remove it from the incubator. It looks like the light is leaking right now because but that's my camera having a hard time with how bright it is. There is no light leakage. All the light is in the egg, but it's just that bright. Now, there are candlers that take battery, and yes, it would be a lot nicer to have batteries and not have a cord. This cord is a little on the short side. It's not super short, but it's only around 4 feet to 2 inches. So I am a little tethered here. My cord is plugged in right there, and this is all I got to play with. So then, this might knock an egg or something like that. So I do have to be wary of the cord. But honestly, if you have one with batteries, you have to change the batteries every single time you candle to get the best results, to have the brightest light. So this way, it's consistent, it's plugged in, it's getting plenty of power, and it's going to always give you the brightest light, which is great. That's what you want. And the thing that I was telling you about the other one getting hot, well, when you are candling a ton of eggs, like I have all of these, and I'm probably going to be setting over 80 eggs tomorrow, and I'm going to have to can all of them. So when you're candling a ton of eggs, something like this where it's really easy, pop them on, check them real quick, pop them back in. You don't want to be messing around with it too much. This is perfect. But like I said, I've used, other things. I've made my own candlers and stuff like that before, and it definitely works. I've done it for years. But having done all that for years, and then finally spending I think this thing was around $14 to get this, awesome. Love it. Absolutely love it. Wish I had done it sooner. It's so cheap, and nice, and it works so well. I totally recommend it. So without hesitation, I recommend this thing. Love it to death. If there are any questions, leave them in the comments for me below, and I'll try to help you out and answer them. Otherwise, thank you for watching.